is Friday, January the 15th. I am your host, Casey Phoenix, and this is my daily thought. And I don't know if this will be long or short. I think it may be short or medium, not sure. I'm honestly, I'm mellow right now. Phyllis Hyman is on my mind because I really want to listen to Phyllis Hyman right now for some reason. I don't know why. I just finished walking because I walk around my apartment. I'm probably driving the people who live under me crazy. But yeah, I was like walking around my apartment for like 30 minutes. So I was doing that. And Phyllis Hyman is on my mind. If you haven't listened to Phyllis Hyman, she is an amazing, or was an amazing singer. And for those who may not know, she passed away in the early 90s. I want to say 94, if I'm not mistaken. I'm doing this from memory here, but I want to say around 94, I believe it was. She had passed away. She, after 3 attempts, she was finally successful on that, or after 2 attempts, it was the 3rd attempt, because she was diagnosed being bipolar, and she had some other, she had issues going on in her life at the time. But when it comes to like velvet type vocals, similar to when you think of Anita Baker, Tony Braxton, of course, Regina Bell. I'm trying to think who else has a real velvety voice. I guess you could say Sade. Sade, yeah, I could say Sade has a velvet-like voice, a tone to it, a velvet tone to it. Trying to think of some other singers off the top of my head that have that velvet. It's that deep, rich tone. But I can't think of any off the top of my head. No, I'm not going to say Shirley Murdoch, even though Shirley Murdoch is a great singer. Who else? Gladys Knight has a very nice tone, a very nice deep velvet tone to her voice. So, also Martha Wash. Martha Wash is good too. But anyways, Phyllis Hyman's on my mind. So after I finish recording this, I'll more than likely listen to a Phyllis Hyman song or two. But I wanted to do this and talk about, which I actually talked about this before, I just haven't done a daily thought about it. And it's about learning to receive gifts, because I mentioned that one of my things for the new year that I'm working on myself is learning how to take a compliment and learning how to receive gifts, because I haven't been good at both. I'm usually the giver when it comes to the relationships that I have with people. I'm usually the one who's like, oh, if I see someone needs something, I go out and buy it for them or whatever, and do that. And I'm not telling this to brag or anything. I'm telling this to set the table. So I'll do that. And when people buy me stuff, it just, I always feel weird at times. And I guess because I've over the years, I've had more fun giving than receiving. But then sometimes you can overgive, which is a daily thought within itself, where you're giving more than what's needed to be given. And then you can overextend yourself, whether it's financially, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, whatever, pick your cup. And that can be an issue. But I've always had fun just, giving. That's just always been me. And it's crazy. I remember one time when I was in Atlanta back a long time ago. This was when my brother was in college. And there was this person collecting money for, I guess, a charity or something, or whatever it was. And I gave $1. I had like $1 on me, in which I didn't have that much. I was a kid, you know. And I was just like, well, okay, it's for charity, fine. I gave $1. And my brother is like, you have to be careful because sometimes they run scams, which I learned as I grew up later, which that happens here. Because one time, one guy was saying that, oh, because I ran into him at the grocery parking lot here in Los Angeles. And he was saying, oh, I don't have enough gas to get I don't have enough money to get my car to the gas station. I ran out of gas and I need help. Can you give me a few dollars? And I'm just like, okay, fine. It's whatever. So I gave him $5. And then at a different grocery store, a few months later, I ran into that guy again, and he was using the same story. So it's kind of interesting. But with what happened, and the reason I'm telling you the Atlanta story with my brother, what happened later, after I had made that donation to what may have been a real charity or not a real charity, who knows, is that there was a raffle that I had entered in. It was like a family raffle. And it was either that night or the next day. I came in third place in the family raffle. And I won $50. And I was like, wow, that's interesting. And part of me feels like it's because I gave with an open heart, not expecting anything back. Because when I do give, that's how I give. I don't throw stuff in people's face to say, oh, well, remember when I sent you money for this, or remember when I bought you this, or remember when I gave you my other laptop when I was planning on replacing it, and da and all this other stuff. And remember when I gave you my, video games, or remember when I gave you my DVDs, and going down the list of all this stuff. I don't do that to people, because when I give stuff to people, I give it willingly and with an open heart. However, sometimes when people have given me stuff in the past and something comes up where they expect a different response than the response they get from me if they ever need something, then it's been a thing of, well, remember when I did this? Remember when I did that? That's always been one of the reasons why I've been apprehensive about people giving me gifts. Because if they don't give me gifts, it'll never be on the table. Thank you. Every time I've been recording this, it's always the numbers. Because I think when I recorded this yesterday, it was 333 that showed up on the cloud. This time it's 444. Thank you. But anyways, it was brought up because I've received stuff from people and they'll bring it up. Just like when I received something a few months ago from someone and they didn't bring it up, but I was apprehensive about taking the gift because it was like, okay, is this going to come up later on down the line, a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, where they can say, oh, well, I gave you such and such. And I'm like, but I'm just like, okay, thank you. And that's it. Because that's what my granny used to say. If somebody gives you money, just say thank you and keep it moving. If you can't use it, give it to somebody else who can. But that's why. And with receiving gifts, which I've constantly received gifts from the universe through one way or another. And I say thank you. I'm very thankful that I've received a lot, especially during 2020. 2020 was an amazing year. I had my moments health-wise with the mono. For those who don't know, I got mono. Again, be careful who you share your food with. But outside of that, 2020 was an amazing year for me. And I'm sort of still riding the wave of that. But when it comes to dealing with people, because I don't deal with that many people, when it comes to dealing with people, I haven't received anything from anyone. And I don't ask anybody for anything because I don't like to have it held over my head later on down the line. However, I feel that it cuts me off from receiving more by having that mindset. Because some things, when the universe delivers stuff to you, it may not always be delivered on the job or through a lottery ticket or something not directly related to a specific individual, if you know what I'm saying. Sometimes the universe will say, hey, I want them to have this, but I'm not going to approve them for that loan, or I'm not going to approve them for that credit card, or give them that promotion, or let them randomly come across money while walking down the street. I'm going to send a specific person who has the resources to give them exactly what they need or something that they want. I have a person in mind I want to put in their life. The universe is saying, I have a person in mind I want to put in their life so they can get exactly what they want or need. Because this is the person that can do it. But if you have the mindset that I've had of, well, I don't know about receiving gifts from people because of A, B, C, and D, then when the universe sends its vessel, when the universe sends its messenger, when the universe sends its carrier to you to deliver what you asked for, and you have a wall up, you can't receive it. You can't receive the gifts. So that's one reason why I've been working on being a little bit more open. And it's sort of like if someone decides to throw it up later, well, remember when I did this? It's like, well, I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, if we get to it. Because again, not everybody is like that. It was just my knee-jerk reaction was to stop it all, whether an individual was like that or not like that. If I just had the wall up, I knew that I didn't have to worry about it at all. I didn't have to worry about hearing it. Where if somebody came along and was like, you know what? I see that you're dealing with this or you're doing that. Let me go ahead and give you this. and do that. My old mindset would have been, don't worry about it. I'm good. My mindset, which is in transition and is going through transformation, is now, okay, if it's really on your spirit to do that, I'll accept it, is what it is. And I'm telling this whole story, this whole breakdown, so you can consider the same thing. Don't always be closed off from receiving gifts. Now, with everything, like I say in all my daily thoughts, there's always a caveat. If you know someone boosted something, even if it's on their spirit to give you what they boosted, don't. Just think about it. Just think about it. Sometimes stuff can be traced, you know, but it's like, deal with stuff on a case-by-case basis. That's all I'm saying. Deal with it on a case-by-case basis. But if you know someone just robbed the bank and they're trying to give you $5,000 of the bank robbery money, which would be very tempting. We all would be tempted because money is money. It all spins the same, whether it was legal or illegal. It all spins the same when you go into the store. But yeah, just take certain things into consideration. And again, you're grown. You can do what you want to do. I'm just telling you, take certain things into consideration. So there's always a caveat. But definitely be more open to receiving gifts so the universe can give you more, because the universe may be giving you a ton of things, but there may be something specific that the universe can only deliver to you through an individual, through an actual person. There isn't any other way for the universe to get that gift to you except through an individual, and use that individual as a vessel. And if you have a wall up and say no, then you won't be able to receive what the universe is giving to you. So yeah, that's my daily thought. And I told you, I'm a work in progress. I'm in transition right now, and I'm learning how to accept gifts from people. I'm learning. It takes some adjusting, especially when you've been giving for decades upon decades. So I'm learning. But yeah, some things can only be delivered through an individual. So yeah, that's my daily thought. As I said, for this weekend, I'm doing a movie recommendation. I'm going to have so much fun doing it, talking about it. For those who may not know, with my movie recommendations, I do some spoilers. I don't do all spoilers, but I will do some spoilers. So if you don't like spoilers, you may not want to watch. But it's an old movie, not old, but it came out in the 80s. And it's one of my favorite movies. And I'll probably watch it again sometime this weekend because I enjoy it so much. So yeah. But anyways, KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. KIRWKC on Twitter, on Instagram, which also I upload videos to IGTV as well, which you can go there and watch those. Facebook.com/KIRWKC. Feel free to go by the page and give a like, which I think on the Facebook page, we're at like 500 and something likes now, 400 and something likes. I don't know. I don't really pay attention to it that much, to be honest. I just post stuff up on it, and then that's really it. Um, I already said Twitter. I feel like I'm missing something. Oh, yeah. If you're watching this on YouTube or Daily Motion, don't forget to hit the subscribe button followed by the notification bell for YouTube. That will let you know when I upload new videos. And if you can share, that would be amazing, along with the liking and subscribing and stuff. And I honestly feel like I'm missing something. Am I missing something? No, I'm not. No, that's all of it. Okay, cool. Let me go ahead and get going. So, thank you again to everyone. KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. But as you know, Spotify, Apple, Google Play, iHeartRadio, Pandora, etc., 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 on several other platforms. Until next time, be blessed.